I was wondering if there was going to be a slightly higher tier of enemies here, or like particularly bad encounters, but it's been easier than the floors above. Let's just find out where we need to go. Yeah, okay. Wait, it survived that first set of attacks? Sheesh. Was not expecting that. So I think we'll probably get one more level up before we leave this place. I guess technically once we're done with all of this, then we'd have to go all the way back up to the top floor to free the mermaids, probably, but... Let's see. We're closing in on finishing this bit now. Yeah, thankfully enemies are appearing in small quantities here. Yep, just more of the same. Alright, here we go. I thought this was the spot. It probably is, but I need to see exactly where I need to go here. Okay. This little room in here. You can see that encounter rate is killer though. Like if you couldn't power through these encounters, you'd be dragging on here. So we're still not done. Where the hell are we supposed to go? We were basically there. 329,000 gil, by the way, I only just realised. But with each spell costing like 30 to 40k at this stage, and you can learn 6. That's already going to be a lot of it gone for that. The poisons finally started coming in, but I think too little too late. And well, I guess Ribbon doesn't protect against poison. At least not completely. It literally has one, right? Yeah. So much for that. Okay, so let's do a quick save here. And before we do anything else, let's ether. There we go. Let's go for it. Go away. Trying to have a showdown here. You humans do impress. I would not have thought to see you here. At least we do get a teleport out of here once we're done. Ooh. But do you really think you can defeat the Fiend of Water here in my own domain? Fools, these dark depths shall be your tomb. Yeah, so now, obviously, since I've played Final Fantasy IX quite recently, it really... I'd always heard, I think the first time I ever played Final Fantasy IX, I'd only played 2 or 3 other Final Fantasies before it, maybe 3 or 4 tops, actually. And I remember a lot of people saying 9 is such a game that's an homage to the rest of the series and its roots and that kind of thing. And obviously, if you've only played 9 and beyond, you never really get to see that as much. But now that I've started to play so much more of the earlier games, all of this stuff about like the elemental guardians and the enemies you face near the end of the game and stuff, it really, I can obviously much more directly see the references, so it's really cool. Okay, so I think the first thing I want to do actually is that. He doesn't have any cool equipment that can do that, I think, unfortunately. So he's just going to attack. We obviously don't have a null tide, which kind of sucks. But... And we will try to use maybe a slower. Okay. So lock is not strong enough. And he's got the sunglasses on for good measure. And that missed too. That's a good start. Whoops. So we'll definitely try to use some buffs with the white mage. And... I will try one more slower, and if it doesn't work again, then I will... There you go. And then I was going to go for Thundaga. Okay, he's getting some damage in. Whoops. I think we'll just keep it for now. I'm going to try and see if that one stacks. And then we're going to hit with our first Thundaga here. Nice. Yeah. That damage is huge. So you can already see what's going to happen here within a few turns. But I do think it's stacking. I want to see if I can just do this. Get those buffs in. Yeah, it's not saying that it's missing, so I think this is working. This guy can't even see me. No chance. 12 hits, there you go. That's the haste. Kraken is getting absolutely destroyed here. Let's see how much Healaga does it. I don't think we've seen it yet. There you go. Still didn't get to see Healaga, but the Kraken has been defeated. Yeah, these, like, honestly, in the future, I would really like to maybe play through some of these early Final Fantasies with some difficulty mods. Like, I've always heard the absolute OG releases are more difficult, but I'm not sure if that's just mostly because you don't have the quality of life stuff, like, you know, avoiding encounters, and so, like, dungeons become an MP, like, you run out of MP too fast and you die. That's not the kind of difficulty I'm talking about. I'm talking about, like, bosses being legitimately... Like, this guy having 5 times as much HP, being able to hit much harder, having more moves, all of that kind of stuff. So, I think it's definitely something I want to explore in the future, because basically the battle system doesn't really get a chance to shine here. Like, I was stalling, effectively, in this fight. I could have just spammed Thundaga and won in, like, 3 turns. So, definitely something I want to potentially investigate in the future. But for now, that's our 3rd crystal. Good job, team. This is the altar of water, from which the power of water flows forth. Let's get out of here, and then I will go back in and speak to the mermaids and see what's happened. Oh, let me take a step. Ambushed as well. Game's like, nope, before you save, we're going to try and kill you, just in case there was any risk of that happening. Trust me, guys, there is no risk of that happening. Let's see the Healaga. I've been curious about it. There we go. It's going to be like 250. Yeah. Tends to always be multiples of 2, right? The next tier is twice as powerful as the previous. Okay, now we can save. Or load. Nice. Right, where do we go from here? Let me have a double check. So, the last thing we did, let me just have a look at the key items, I think that should help. So, we have used this. We have used... I think they're the only ones that we've used. So hold on, let me speak to... I think it might be time for the scientist, actually. Well, yeah, I think it was a scientist. You have the Rosetta stone? You must take it to my brother immediately. Okay, so I think that's what we're going to try and do next. Good luck remembering where was. You can probably tell from my voice, I have a very minor cold. I generally feel fine, but my nose has been a little bit leaky and a little bit sneezy for the past 2-3 days. I've had to be out and about a lot, and the weather's been pretty harsh. It's that kind of time of the year where the weather's changing. My voice has held up, but it's going to sound probably a little bit nasally, so I think this is probably a mid-episode transition into a new session, but it's not one that I'm going to try to hide from you guys. You can probably notice that that's the case anyway. But yeah, it has been, I think maybe 5-6 days since I last played, so it's time to get back to it. So I'm going to need to get to my airship first, and then from there we will head towards Ani. Oh. I was about to say my encounters are off because there's no way I could have run that far without an encounter. Turns out they were fine. So let's ease back into it with something nice and easy. So I think in general in this session I'm looking to see when I can get these new jobs. They can't be too far away. We start with a nice level up, but that's one of the most useless level ups I think we've got for a while. Let's get here. So, was it Elfheim? It was either Elfheim or it was Melmond. I think since we're relatively close to here, let's have a quick look. I'm pretty sure it's not here, but let's just have a quick look. So we had the sage here, the prophecy guy, who, yeah, so he's kind of served his purpose in the story. There's these kind of characters that sit there to be able to trigger one line that's going to help you in the game, and then that's kind of it. That's their role fulfilled for the entire story. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, okay. This is, well, he gives you the first stage, I guess. Yeah, okay. Don't need to spend too much time here. I'm definitely curious about the final runtime here, because on the one hand, I'm like, it's 11 hours and I already feel not that far away. But technically, I still have 2 more... Wait, I have one more crystal and then probably like the final dungeon or whatever. So, yeah, I think I'm going to be somewhere between like those people that have been completing the game in like 10 hours versus the 18 to 22 that I've been seeing on How Long to Beat. I mean, at the end of the day, there's talk of Tiamat, the kind of Sky Fortress thing that obviously we don't even know, that we don't have a sign of right now. There's the dragon that we have also that has its own thing going on. So there's still definitely a few things. We have another crystal to do. We have this stuff, so we definitely still have some work to do. And obviously, again, a lot of it's going to depend on how many encounters I choose to skip and all of that kind of stuff. So, quick look at Crescent Lake as well, just in case I was wrong. It's not that guy. This is the Levistone guy. We're completely done with Levistone stuff now, but he's not gonna change his tune. Where is this bloody town? This is Provoker. That's where it was. Okay. I have a feeling he's there. But it's been pretty nice. I've had a lot of people telling me how much they've been enjoying the music. The old school retro Final Fantasy music. And for me as well, man, I've definitely been enjoying the soundtrack. So I think he was up here somewhere. Oh god, wait, no, I saw someone there. I think that's him. Here we go. Just a moment. Let me see that tablet. This is the Rosetta Stone. This makes it possible to decipher Lufenian. Get deciphering, boy. Yes, of course. That's what that was. It all makes sense. Here, allow me to express my gratitude by teaching you Lufenian. Let's go. So we don't need to collect primers for it. There. Now you can speak Lufenian too. So, 3-year time skip there. Excellent. Thank you, sir. Restore the crystals to grace. So he served his purpose too. We probably won't be needing to interact with him again for the entire game. But yeah, I guess he was a pretty smart guy. Once we got him the Rosetta Stone, he was able to give us what we needed. How's my inventory looking? Yeah, I think in general we're fine. And 339,000 gil, that's very good. Because as we saw previously, there's some very expensive spells that we need to get. But for that, obviously, we still need to unlock the ability to use them. I think there's somewhere up here that we need to be to begin the rundown. I just can't wait till the white mage has holy. I mean, we've already got, I think, that one might have been a level 8, I don't remember, but already 6 or 7 slots, so that's pretty good. Okay, even a regular fire getting up to 1, 2, 3 there, that's pretty nice. It's nice to see that intellect coming up enough to start doing even more significant damage with the first level spells. But the encounter rates are pretty forgiving for this particular path. I don't know if they made it a little bit less because it's a long path, but whatever the case may be, it's pretty good. Like, it looks like a long way on the map, it's like a big area, but you only get like 2 or 3 encounters. I think it's far worse like in interior regions. Let's find out what these guys have been saying. We are the Lufenians, the descendants of the race that once lived among the clouds, the Sky People. You use a vessel you call an airship. It was built by one of our ancestors, a man by the name of Sid. Let's go! So Sid, the engineer slash airship crafting person slash pilot, has been around from day one. What an absolute legend. The daddy of all Sids. That's so cool. Okay. Now I need to talk to all of them. The light bearers. Then the legend is true. We have a legend that has been passed down through many generations. According to this legend, 400 years after the fall of the civilization in the sky, warriors bearing light will come forth to save our people. Yeah, this whole thing of like fallen ancient civilizations, I think that's something that Final Fantasy 16 also kind of alluded to, but I always wish we kind of knew a bit more about it. So that's kind of cool. 400 years ago, we built a civilization of the highest order. Even beyond the skies we reached. However, that is naught but history now. The flying castle floats on a blue sea of stars beyond the sky. This world is composed of 4 forces: fire, earth, water, and wind. Of these, we showed greatest prowess with the power of wind. High in the sky, we set a castle afloat in that azure sea of stars. So, Sea of Stars. Maybe it takes a little inspiration from Final Fantasy 1. The Sky people would pass on their memories from one generation to the next through rituals. But 400 years is a very long time, and those memories have begun to fade. Could the mechanical beings our ancestors created still function? Alright. And already talk of memories. I always find memories to be one of the most interesting themes in Final Fantasy, like across all of the games. I always felt like the creators and the writers of Final Fantasy always had a particular interest in memories and the way that they kind of propagate through time and through people. It's something I've always found interesting, so there's no surprise that some of my favourite Final Fantasies are heavy on that type of stuff. The castle that floats high above the clouds was once the home of our ancestors. The Mirage Tower is a gateway to that castle. Go. I think that was already pretty clear at this stage. But we've got these guys to talk to as well. We came to believe that there was another entity controlling the 4 fiends. To ascertain its location, we sent out 5 warriors, but much time has passed since we heard from them. I hope no harm has befallen them. So that one's interesting. Another entity controlling the 4 fiends. To ascertain its location, we sent out 5 warriors. I'd like to send them out in 4s, but this time 5. We placed our last hope in the 5 warriors we sent out. It's been said they fell victim to the curse of the fiends and were turned into bats. Okay. We struggled for our very lives with Tiamat, the fiend of wind. But our power was not enough. To this day, her lair remains in the castle in the sky, the flying fortress. Tiamat blocks the power of wind, the source of the sky people's strength. Before you leave, legendary warriors, take this chime with you. It will grant you passage into the Mirage Tower. There we go. Cool. So, does this already basically mean that once we exit here, we head to the Mirage Tower, we complete the Mirage Tower, it basically takes us up to the Sky Tower, like the Sky Castle, whatever. We go in there, that's like the final dungeon, we beat Tiamat, we get the 4th crystal, and then everything kind of goes from there. I think not, because... I'm trying to remember now. We had the whole Garland thing. And at least I know, I think Garland is basically like the first antagonist of Final Fantasy. So I think Garland hasn't had his say yet. So I think we're going to do some of that Sky Castle, Sky Tower stuff. And then we're going to have Garland as well. But I don't know if it's all basically going to end there. Like once we go up to Sky Tower, that's the final area and we're not basically going to need to come back here. So I'm basically trying to figure out like how much is left in the tank for this game. And well, I know that there's definitely not that much. Like it's not the longest game in the world, so I'm curious, like do we basically have like 2 hours left and then we're done? Or is it still more like 4 to 6 all in? We shall find out. But it's still kind of crazy to me that Vivi's literally catching Locke in terms of HP. Like, that should never be, man. I feel like Locke surely has been unlucky with his HP growth. Just hasn't been rolling very well. I don't know. But yeah, I think relative to the bottom half of the map, the top half has definitely been much quieter. There's too much we can really do here. I think we can null frost actually. That's one thing we can do. See how many ice storms I managed to get through. There's one. And that's that. Oof, nice damage. But yeah, you can see like the amount of yellow dots on the top half of the map compared to the bottom. It is quite different. Yes, of course, we still have the sky stuff to go, but it's still a little bit less than I imagined. Also, I've been curious about... I still think there's going to be more to do. I don't think it's going to end with the Sky Tower, personally, because how that fits in, for example, with, say, the dragon, I don't know. There you go. So there's this place, also. Yeah, I've been curious about these here, like these caves. Like you're going to go in and out and just kind of pop through these and make an underground passage. But I'm like, since we've already done this bit, like where does this path even begin? So there's definitely some interesting traversal stuff still to happen here. And I'm definitely looking forward to seeing where some of these paths are going to lead. But I mean, it seems to me like for now, the Mirage Tower is the place to go. So it might be the case that we do Mirage Tower, then we do Sky Castle. We get the 4th crystal as well. And then after that, we're able to get a few extra spells and whatnot. And then we can start to make our way towards the finale. So we'll see. Weird little encounter. But yeah, I went to quickly rest before heading to the Mirage Tower here and just like replenish some stocks of stuff. And I think the dragon was in this one, right? Damn it. No, okay, I was right. Let's see if he changes what he said. On a pilgrimage to the Citadel of Trials to earn the recognition of the Dragon King. I must return with a token proving my strength and courage. Yeah, so that's definitely something I want to get to, but I'm not quite sure exactly where that's going to fit in right now. So let's rest up. I think especially once I'm done with Mirage Tower stuff, then we should be able to afford those spells pretty easily. Okay. Replenish some stocks. Honestly, at this stage, it'd be silly not to spend some money on that. We're just boosting our stocks of most things at this stage. Yeah, it's kind of silly because this one, it works so well anyway and it's so much cheaper, it just feels silly to buy the other one. Actually, I have 12. But... Hey, you never know. Let's not underestimate the game. Maybe there's going to be a rough difficulty spike happening, or we're going to be hit with like a ton of new statuses and stuff that could be a problem. So let's not disrespect the game too much. It has been basically, I think, easy for quite some time, but doesn't mean it will be exactly that way for the rest.